you have a strap, grab it. We'll use a strap here in the beginning, so have one, you might want it. And you can just take the strap to the side for now, and we'll use it in just a little bit. So just find your way onto your back. Any place that feels comfortable to start. I don't know about you, but that feels nice for me just to lay on my back here for a second. But just enjoy just a moment here of stillness. Take an inhale through the nose. And exhale out the mouth. And then inhale through the nose. And this time exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose. And exhale through the nose. And then just take some more rounds like that at your own pace, in and out through the nose. Just starting to use the breath as a way to really connect to your body. And then just reach your arms up by your ears. Give yourself a nice stretch all the way from the fingers to the toes. And then hug the knees towards the chest. Just take a rock side to side. And just keep the right knee hugged in. Extend the left leg onto the mat. And then if you have a strap, reach for your strap. Take that strap around the ball of the right foot so you can extend that right leg straight up towards the ceiling. And if you don't have the strap, you can just take the hands behind the right thigh to support the leg. See if you can let your leg be soft, let your breath be soft. Instead of trying to force that leg into any certain position, see if you can notice the sensation you feel wherever your leg lands. And then keep your right leg where it is just for a moment. If your left leg is straight, just bend it so you can bring the sole of the left foot to the mat. And then you can take your strap off to the side if you have that strap. And then take your right ankle over your left thigh. So you're coming in to thread the needle, right ankle over left thigh. And you can hug your left thigh in towards your chest. And then just unwind your legs, hug both knees back into the chest, take a little rock side to side. And then keep your left knee hugged in, extend your right leg onto the mat. Starting really easy here. And then find your strap, take that strap around the ball of the left foot, extend that leg straight up. And if you're modifying, hands behind the left thigh. Again, finding a place where you can just let the leg and the arms be soft. You're gonna see if you can relax your neck. Sometimes I find I get some tension there in my neck. And then keep the left leg where it is just for a moment. Bend the right knee, sole of the right foot to the mat. And then you can take your strap off to the side as you bend your left leg, take your left ankle over your right thigh, setting up for thread the needle. Once the ankle is over the thigh, you can hug your right thigh towards the chest. And then unwind the legs, hook both knees in towards the chest, rock side to side. And then keep the knees bent, drop the feet to the mat, hips distance apart, arms by the sides, and then just lift the hips, come into a bridge pose. Just a couple easy breaths here with the hips elevated. And then lower the hips down, hug the knees back towards the chest. And then just rock yourself up to a comfortable seat, coming to a cross-legged position here. And then take the arms, reach them up by the ears, nice big stretch. Take a twist over to the right, and just take the gaze to the right. And then unwind, come up through center, reach both arms up and twist over to the left. And then come back to center, reach both arms up. Just lower the arms down, change the cross of the legs, bring the opposite shin in front. And then reach the arms up by the ears again, hook the thumbs overhead, and take a little side bend to the right. And then come through center, change the cross of the thumbs, opposite thumb in front, and take a side bend to the left. And then come back to center. Just lower the arms down by the sides. Take some shoulder rolls up and back. And then opposite direction. And just relax the shoulders, make your way up into tabletop. And then once you're in tabletop, you have a little bit of time just to do whatever you like. So maybe some movement of the hips or some cat-cow. And then after your next cycle of breath, take a child's pose, bring your big toes together, take your hips back and let your hips rest at your heels. Then come back up to tabletop. Take your right leg up and back behind you so it's parallel to the mat. And then take your left arm by your ear. Take an inhale there. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend it out. Exhale, hug it in. Inhale, extend it out. Exhale, hug it in. Hold it there with the knee and the elbow towards each other so you're in a tiny little ball. And then re-extend the leg and the arm out. Take one more breath there. And then lower everything back to tabletop. Take your left leg up and back. Right arm by the ear. Take an inhale there. Exhale, hug it in. Inhale, extend it out. Exhale, hug. Inhale, extend. Exhale, hug. Hold it there, knee and elbow towards each other. Keep breathing. And then re-extend the leg and the arm. One more breath, just holding that there. And then lower everything back to tabletop. Wiggle your hips side to side. And then take your hips to your heels, take a child's pose. And then make your way up through tabletop, tuck your toes, lift your hips first, down dog. Once you're there, find some movement, pedal the feet, maybe shake the head, yes and no. And then walk your feet forward to your hands. Come to a forward fold at the top of your mat. And then just holding here. So maybe you reach for opposite elbows and take ragdoll or sway a little bit with the torso. And then release the hands down to the mat. On your inhale, lift up halfway, hands to shins or thighs. And exhale, fold back forward. Inhale, press into the feet, come all the way up to standing, reach up. And exhale, bring your hands down to your heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, step to plank. Take an inhale there. Exhale, drop your knees lower to your belly. Inhale, lift head and shoulders for cobra. Exhale, lower back down, press through tabletop to downward facing dog. And then walk your feet forward to your hands. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, step to plank. Take an inhale there. Hold for your exhale. Hold one more inhale. Exhale, lower to your belly. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice steady breath here in this down dog. And then walk your feet forward to your hands. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, sit back for chair. Exhale, fold forward, straighten your legs. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, go straight to down dog. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, foot by the right thumb, back heel down. Inhale, warrior one, arms by the ears. Exhale, hands frame the foot, step to down dog. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, foot by the left thumb, back heel down. Inhale, warrior one, arms up. Exhale, hands frame the foot, step to down dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, lower to your belly. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. And then come forward into plank. Spin onto the pinky toe edge of your right foot. Stack your left leg on your right leg. Side plank. The left arm will go up. If you want, you can bend your right knee so that right shin is resting down for support. You have one more breath here. And then lower that hand back to plank. And hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a breath there, inhale. And exhale. And then come forward into plank again. Spin onto the pinky toe edge of the left foot, stack the right leg on the left leg, side plank, that right arm goes up. Maybe bend the left leg, take the left shin to the mat. You have one more breath. And then come back to plank and downward facing dog. And then come forward into plank again. Just lower all the way down to your belly and then slide your forearms forward, come into Sphinx pose. Elbows under shoulders. A little break after that side plank. Just let your breath settle here. And then lower the head and the shoulders, slide the hands back by the sides of the rib cage, press through tabletop to downward facing dog. And then take your right leg up and back. Let's bend the knee, open the hip. Take a little bit of movement with the knee or the ankle. And then straighten the legs square off the hip and then bring a foot between the hands for a lunge. So just holding in this lunge, if you want to bring blocks under the hands, you're welcome to do that for some support, a little elevation of the torso. And then straighten your right leg any amount, coming into a modified pyramid. And then rebend your right knee so you're back in the lunge, and then twist your torso to the right, reach your right arm up for a twist. And then bring your right hand back to the mat. Just go straight back to downward facing dog. And then take your left leg up and back. Bend the knee, open the hips. Take a little bit of movement there. And then straighten the leg, square off the hip. Bring that foot between the hands for your lunge. Again, maybe reaching for those blocks to go underneath the hands. And then straighten that left leg for your modified pyramid. And then rebend your left knee so you're back in the lunge. Twist your torso to the left, reach your left arm up. And bring your left hand to the mat. You have time for a vinyasa, or you can step straight to down dog, your choice. And then take your right leg up and back. Bring the foot between the hands, spin the back heel down, come up to warrior two, circle the arms up to a T. And then come forward, extended side angle, right forearm to thigh, left arm by the ear. And then come up to warrior two. Curl your hands down to frame your right foot for a lunge. And then walk your hands to the left halfway, spin your feet parallel for a standing wide-legged forward fold. And then walk your hands forward under your shoulders, lengthen your chest, and then walk your hands to the right, frame your front foot for a lunge, and step back to downward facing dog. Go straight to the other side, left leg up and back. Foot between the hands, back heel down, warrior two. And then come forward, extended side angle, left forearm to thigh, right arm by the ear. And then come back up to your warrior two. Cartwheel your hands down to frame your left foot for a lunge. Walk the hands to the right halfway. Spin your feet parallel. Wide-legged forward fold. This time maybe you hook peace sign fingers on the big toes if that feels good for you. Then release the toes, walk your hands forward under your shoulders, and then walk them to the left, frame your front foot for a lunge. You have time for a vinyasa, or you can step straight back to down dog, your choice. And then take your right leg up and back. Bring the foot between the hands, spin the back heel down, come up to warrior two just to come upright. And then flip your right palm up, straighten your front leg, reverse triangle, right arm up and back. And then keep your legs straight, bring the torso up, right arms to a T, start to reach forward, hinge into triangle pose. Right hand to shin or maybe block. And then come back up to your warrior two. Cartwheel your hands down to frame your front foot, step back to plank. And then lower all the way down to your belly. So you can take your arms by your sides for locust pose. Lift head, shoulders, arms, and legs. And just hold locust. So nice soft elevation here. Neutral neck so the gaze is maybe a foot in front of your mat towards the floor instead of the wall in front of you. Take one more inhale. And then exhale, lower everything down. Take the hands by the sides of the rib cage. Press through table to downward facing dog. And then take your left leg up and back. Bring the foot between the hands. Send the back heel down. Come up to warrior two. And then flip your left palm towards the ceiling, straighten your left leg, reverse triangle, left arm up and back. And keep your legs where they are, bring your torso back, upright, arms to a T. Start to reach forward, hinge into triangle pose. And then come back up to your warrior two. Cartwheel your hands down to frame your left foot, step to plank. And then lower all the way to your belly again. Take your arms back by your sides. Lift everything up again for locust, head, shoulders, arms, and legs elevate. And then lower everything down, slide the hands by the sides of the rib cage, press through tabletop to downward facing dog. Take a nice big inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth, let it go. And then walk your feet forward to your hands, forward fold at the front of your mat. Walk your feet a little wider than your hips. Spin your heels in and toes out, and then bend your knees, hips down to the heels for Malasana squat, hands to prayer. And then take your hands to the mat, straighten your legs, lift your hips, walk your feet hips distance in parallel. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart. We're gonna come into pyramid here. So if you wanna have blocks, you can bring the blocks to the tallest setting in the front of the mat. If you don't need them, that's okay. Wherever you are, bring your hands to your hips. Step your right foot back about 3.5, 4 feet. So those toes are spinning to the front right corner of the mat. Take an inhale, lift the chest. And exhale, hinge forward. Hands can come to those blocks. I like to bring them under my shoulders, or hands can be on the mat if that feels comfortable for you. Just take some really nice, easy breaths here. And then press into your back heel, lengthen your chest forward, cinch in around the sides of the waist. And then bring the hands to the hips, come all the way up to standing. And bring your right foot forward. And take your left foot back, setting up for the other side. Press into both feet, lift the chest, and then hinge all the way forward. Again, hands can be to blocks or the mat. And then ground into that back foot, lengthen the chest forward, draw the belly in, bring the hands to the hips, come all the way upright. Bring your back foot forward, and then if you have blocks on your mat, you can just take them to the side so they're out of the way. And then just give your legs a quick little shake out after that. And then just come back to mountain pose at the top of your mat. Reach the arms down, and then inhale, take your arms up, and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. And exhale, plant your hands, step back to downward facing dog. And then take your right leg up and back. Bring the foot between the hands, drop the back knee down, and then just let your hips sink forward towards the mat here in this low lunge. And then if you'd like, pull the left heel in towards the body, reach the right hand for the top of that foot. And then slowly release that foot if you have it. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Just step back to downward facing dog so we can change sides. So take the left leg up and back. Bring the foot between the hands, drop the back knee down, and then let the hips gently sink towards the mat. And then maybe you pull that right heel in, take the left hand for the top of that foot. And then if you have the foot, slowly release it, bring the hand down to the mat, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, and step back to downward facing dog. And then drop the knees down to the mat for tabletop. Walk your hands back towards your knees so you can come all the way up to kneeling. Take the hands to the low back, send the fingers down towards the mat. And inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, back bend into your variation of camel. So maybe hands stay on the back. If it feels okay for you, hands can go back towards the heels. You have 2 breaths here, nice and easy. And then come all the way back upright. Come to sitting on the heels, let the hands rest on the thighs, and just close your eyes. Just a couple of breaths here with the spine, just nice and neutral. And then reach the arms up by the ears, hook the thumbs overhead, Take a really easy side bend to your right. And then come back to center, change thumbs, opposite thumb in front, side bend to the left. And then come back at the center, release the hands, bring the arms by the sides. Just take your hands forward so you're in tabletop. Wiggle your hips side to side in tabletop. And then take an inhale, drop the belly for cow. And exhale, curl the spine for cow. Inhale for cow. And exhale for cat. And then just come back to neutral in tabletop, bring your big toes together, sit back into child's pose. And then just keeping your lower body in child's pose here. Take your right hand under your left armpit. So you're reaching your right hand to the left with that right palm up. And then you'll turn your head to the left. So it's like you're taking a little thread the needle with your arms. And then come back through center with that right arm and then just change sides. And come back to center, both arms up by the ears. Come up through tabletop, just so you can make your way back to seated. So you can take your hips to the side, spin your feet out in front of you. We'll take a quick bridge pose here. So boat pose. Knees bent, you can take the hands behind the thighs, lift the feet, and extend the arms forward. Boat and bridge are definitely not the same. For me, boat is much harder. You have 2 more breaths here, nice and easy. Maybe your last breath, you straighten the legs up. And then bend the knees, soles of the feet to the mat. Reach the fingertips forward. Maybe the arms stay forward, maybe hands go behind the thighs so you can go all the way back to your back. Put your knees toward your chest and take a little rock side to side. And then cross your right your right thigh over your left thigh. So thighs are fully crossed, like you're crossing your legs in a chair. And then hands behind the thighs or maybe to outer edges of the feet. And then just unwind the legs, change sides, left thigh over right thigh, hands either to back of thighs or outer edges of the feet. And unwind the legs with both knees in towards the chest. Take your arms to a T and drop the legs over to the right for a simple twist. And draw the legs through center, take them to the other side. And come back up to center, hug both knees towards the chest. Give yourself a squeeze here. And then release your legs, find your way into Shavasana. Start to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Circle your ankles and wrists. Reach your arms up by your ears. Give yourself a big stretch. And then roll off to one side. Pause on your side with your eyes closed. Use your top hand to press yourself all the way up to a comfortable seated position. Place your right hand on your heart and then stack your left hand on your right hand. So both hands are placed over your heart with your eyes closed. Right now, I know a lot of schedules are changing for many of us. It can feel uncertain and unsettling. So if you feel comfortable, just to yourself, just say, I send out peace and I send out love, just to everyone who's going through some transition right now. One more time, I send out peace. I send out love. Maybe you send that to yourself as well. And then bring your hands to heart center so your palms are touching in front of your heart. Maybe thumbs are touching the sternum. I hope you have a wonderful day. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.